Oh, there's Shrewsbury Station, or is it Shrewsbury? Whichever you prefer. And yeah, what an absolute beauty it is. So I'm going to have a little wander around the station, then I'll be getting the 9:30 train out to Aberystwyth. And that's where the video might end. Or, if it's running, and the internet says it is running, we'll go for a little ride up the old Vale of Rydal narrow gauge line to Devil's Bridge. So you know, but I don't, whether or not this video is entitled Shrewsbury to Aberystwyth or Shrewsbury to Devil's Bridge. So you know how it's going to go. I'm still going to have to see how it goes. You join me climbing the stairs to platform 3, which is the most delightful of Shrewsbury's platforms, as it's backed by Thomas Penson's beautiful station building. I understand the reasoning behind the imitation Tudor styling was to mimic Shrewsbury School, which is now the town library, which is also built nearby. I do wonder if all these carved faces have any stories behind them. Do let me know in the comments if you know more. Anyway, this isn't our train, so we'll have to go downstairs and pass through the barriers to get to our platform. Shrewsbury has a small but delightful entrance hall with a staff ticket office and a very nicely tiled floor. Leaving the entrance hall, there's ticket machines aplenty and a photo me booth, and then we reach the barriers. And that's where it all stops, because they won't read my ticket's QR code, but eventually the staff let me in. And we pop up onto the main part of the station at platforms 4, 5, 6 and 7. My train isn't due for a while, so we've got a little bit more time to explore the station. The new West Midlands Class 196s provide the service to Birmingham, and it's no surprise to find all these semaphore signals, what with Shrewsbury's huge mechanical signal box being just down the line there. Something I noticed when I got to the station was that the very first platform is platform 3. And then it goes up to about platform 8. No platforms 1 and 2. But coming for a walk to the wonderful Shrewsbury signal box, it gives you an idea of, I think I can see where platforms 1 and 2 used to be. So yeah, and they sit out, well, as I am now, pretty much stood on top of the River Severn. And just up there is the bastion of the castle. So yeah, absolutely beautiful, stood here on a Tuesday morning, even though it's grey. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to my run to Aberystwyth.
Video monitoring.
Shrewsbury really is a lovely station to spend some time at. And a Sunderland branded Class 66. I do hope there's a Newcastle one, otherwise there's going to be trouble. The now defunct Platform 8's sole purpose was to transport prisoners to and from the town jail, which is just behind that station wall. The leaded window inside the Starbucks is delightful and makes it a very nice little coffee bar. So, while I have a double espresso, it's probably time to have a look at our route for today. Shrewsbury is on the western edge of England, right on the border with Wales, and our line will go across the centre of Wales to the coastline at Aberystwyth. We'll leave Shrewsbury southbound, briefly sharing the line down to Ludlow and eventually Cardiff, but quickly we'll turn off west towards Welshpool and then along by the River Severn to Newtown and Caersews, and then we'll swing back round to Machynlleth, where the train will divide. We're in the front portion and we'll carry on to Aberystwyth, and the rear portion will continue northbound up the coastline. The lines will split at Dovey Junction, and then we'll have 2 more calling points at Borth and Bow Street, and finally into Aberystwyth. Today's journey is 131 kilometres or 81.5 miles, and it's scheduled to take 1 hour and 51 minutes, which is an average speed of 71 kilometres per hour or just 44 miles per hour. Right, that espresso didn't take long, and good job too, because here's our train. It's a 4-car train made of 2 Class 158 2-car DMUs. These were built by British Rail Engineering Limited in Derby between 1989 and 1992, and I think they look pretty sharp in the Transport for Wales livery. These trains are standard class seating throughout, and as you'd expect, they're in a 2+2 configuration with some airline seats and some table bays. Legroom is very acceptable for standard class. And with these Grammar 3000 seats, you also get a nice sturdy tray table with the extendable laptop arm. Being effectively a regional train, then up top there's no blinds and no coat hooks. But the most recent refurbishment has provided us with 2 USB charging points. And nice to see that we have retractable armrests, and they are set at the right height. All in all, with the Transport for Wales maquette, a very nicely refurbished compartment, considering now that this train is 30 years old. And we're off on our nearly 2-hour journey for Aberystwyth. The signal box at Shrewsbury is the world's largest remaining operational mechanical signal box. It houses a 180 lever interlocked frame, of which about half are still in use, and it still requires 2 full-time signallers. The Severn Bridge Junction triangle is completed under the watchful eye of Shrewsbury Abbey. At Sutton Bridge Junction, we leave the line for Ludlow and Hereford and swing west towards the England-Wales border. We might not be in Spain, but there's still value in harvesting the sun's rays, even in rainy England. As we leave Welshpool, we can see the old station building, which is now on the other side of the road and has become a restaurant and shopping complex. Well, this isn't good, is it? I hope the weather improves before we get to Aberystwyth. Just behind the station at Newtown, we glimpse the Price Jones Royal Welsh Warehouse. In 1861, Price Jones launched the world's first ever mail-order catalogue of his goods, and by 1880 he had over 100,000 customers. At Caersues, we cross the Severn for one last time before we finally part company. There certainly were a few more stations on this line back in the day. Now we're running alongside the River Dovey. It means Machynlleth is not too far away. And here it is. What a lovely little station. There'll be a small delay here while our train divides. The front 2 cars will continue to Aberystwyth, whilst the rear 2 will go to Portmaddock and Pwllheli. I now need to swap to the other side of the train to catch the views of the Dovey Estuary and the coastline. When we get to Dovey Junction, it looks like there's no road vehicle access to the station whatsoever. I understand the only access is a 1 kilometre footpath from Dovey. It makes for a very isolated station, especially on a day like today. And the Dovey really begins to open out as the estuary gets much closer to the sea. It really does feel like we're on a causeway across what's effectively marshland. And at Borth, we enter static caravan world.
Aberystwyth.
Bow Street Station is very new as it was opened in February 2021. However, judging by the writing on the walls, someone is not a big fan of the new station. With such a large car park, I'm guessing it can act as either a park and ride for Aberystwyth, or as a handier station for people in the area wishing to travel towards the east. And here we are into Aberystwyth, pretty much on time. And here we are at Aberystwyth. There's my train, and it's just about to do its return working to Birmingham International, so we'll stay here and wave it goodbye. And it looks like the Vale of Rydal's trains are running. It's about 11:30 now. Yeah, 11:24. And the next Vale of Rydal train leaves at 2 o'clock. That was a great run. Enjoyed that. Advice to you if you're travelling, sit on either side because the view's really good either side. Maybe best on the right, but really nothing in it except for when you get to the Dovey Estuary. Being on the right really, I mean, that probably was the peachiest part of the trip. So maybe yes, sit on the right, and then you get to see the Dovey Estuary as you're coming through to Aberystwyth, just beyond Dovey Junction. Yeah, really enjoyed that, and I'm ready for the next bit of fun. What do you think, Colin? Is it time for a pint first? Well, I'm going to have a short break here, and then I will be riding on the Vale of Rydal Steam Railway, but that will be the subject of its own little bonus video, so watch out for that. And if you've enjoyed this video, then do give it a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, as I release a new video every Friday and some bonuses on Mondays, and if you subscribe, there's less chance you'll miss them. But in the meantime, from Aberystwyth Station, with a pint, I bid you goodbye, and thank you very much for watching.